There is a tendency, particularly in places where therapy is available, to think that HIV has been cured or the problem has been solved, but it's still a very important infectious disease, and certainly in large parts of the world, it's a very, very serious public health problem. The global impact of HIV, because it's not talked about as much these days, is perhaps not as clear to people as it should be.
HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus, which is the virus that causes the disease AIDS. AIDS is a destruction of the immune system caused by HIV infection, which leads to other infections down the road or cancers, which actually end up killing the patient if they're untreated. HIV infects T cells, which are cells in the immune system. It goes into one of these particular cells, expresses its genes, and then forms new viruses, spreads to neighboring cells. In the process of that, the cells that are infected die, and that's what causes immunodeficiency, which is an inability of you to fight off other infections. HIV can be transmitted in several ways. The chief way is through sexual intercourse. It can also be transferred during exchange with needles in injection drug use. It can also be transmitted from a pregnant woman to the fetus, either in utero, so just while the fetus is in the body, or by breastfeeding. So there's virus in breast milk. There are many, many different types of antiretroviral drugs available to infected individuals. So we can block almost every step of the virus life cycle. We're very good at stopping virus replication. We're just not good at curing yet.
That being said, there are a few different approaches that people are using. So some of them involve gene therapy approaches or transplantation, where essentially if you can eliminate all the infected cells from the body and replace them with HIV-resistant cells, that's one approach that people are using. And then there's other approaches that are being tested experimentally to try and essentially cut out the virus from the host cell's DNA and remove it that way. And a third way is to a so-called kick and kill, where you try and induce expression of the latent virus and allowing the host cells to be killed. So all of those are in different stages of preclinical development, essentially. We've made a huge amount of progress on preventing the development of disease. In terms of curing an individual, so eliminating all the virus from the body, that's been extremely challenging because it's essentially as part of your genetic makeup. It's integrated permanently into your own DNA. Developing an HIV cure is a major focus of HIV research efforts worldwide.
I think it's critically important that people still strive to understand what's going on with HIV disease. Globally, there's a huge infection raging, a huge epidemic, if you will, raging. And in this country, there's aspects of the population that really are not concerned about getting HIV disease, and they really should be, because it is still being transmitted in this country, and one can prevent that transmission, and a good way to do that is by education. If one learns how to prevent infection, to protect yourself from infection, or what treatments are available, you might be able to prevent yourself from being infected or treat yourself early so you get no symptoms of HIV disease.